Hey, Wyatt, what I want to know is, Pro Football Focus says you're the you're the best guard in the NFL. How do you live with that and not let it go to your head?
Exactly that. I mean, I don't really listen to it. I mean, I try not to listen to the good or the bad. I mean, I feel like, anybody who works in media understands this and knows that, a lot of the media is overreaction. You do something good, oh, you're the best in the world. You do something bad, you're the worst in the world. So it's, you kind of got to keep it with a grain of salt. It's a nice thing, but at the end of the day, I haven't played a single snap yet. So I got to keep on going and, do better this year, stay healthy. A lot of things that I got to work on.
Thanks, Jeff. Next, Nate Orrick.
Hey, Wyatt, what are some of those personal challenges that you're kind of giving to yourself to take the steps you want to?
Yeah, I mean, I have a really good offensive line coach who's on my butt all the time. So he definitely makes it easy to keep on working. But it's I have my work cut out for me. There's a lot of things that I did well last year, but there was a lot of times I didn't do it, even if it was something I was good at. Sometimes I'd make a mistake or misstep, and find that consistency, right? Pass pro is somewhere where I've always been good at pass pro, and then last year was kind of like a step back. And I feel that with the way that coach teaches it, it can be done on the line of scrimmage, and that's the key to it. Don't give them more space. Cut it out and sit on the line, and create the firmness of the pocket.
Thanks, Nate. We'll go to Tom Withers.
Thanks, Rob. Hey, Wyatt, good to see you, man. Hey, you can't pick yourself. Who's the toughest guy on the team?
Well, I mean, apparently our Madden ratings, Joel had me over it. It was crazy, but no, I think there's a lot of tough guys. I mean, at a certain level, you're tough, right? Like there's guys who can play through a lot of stuff, and then there's guys who, you got to kind of, not me, I'm a player, I'm an offensive lineman, but for a medical standpoint, it's kind of like, oh, hey, we kind of got to get them back into the rotation and get them back into, playing. And, that's one thing, is if you have the right mindset of, hey, no matter what the outcome is, no matter how bad, it hurts or whatever, you're going to push through and do whatever it takes. And I think that we have a lot of guys on the team who do that. I think that, a tough guy, Jack's been banged up and bruised his entire career, and he's still out there, busting his butt. So I think that there's a lot of guys out here who are tough, and they show it every day.
And I wanted to ask you about Baker. You've been around him for a couple of years now, and he's coming across as a more mature guy. Do you see examples of that, Wyatt? Do you see him as more composed, more of a leader, more of what you guys really need from him?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like just the other day we weren't having a great day, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna stand for that." Got us all together, got us, a little camaraderie, and kind of got it talking. So he's doing well, and I mean, of course, I'm young, so my opinion doesn't truly matter, but I think that he's a great leader. He's a great friend, and someone you'd love to have on your team. I feel like we have a lot of that on this team, and that's why it's a special team to play for.
Thanks, bud.
Thank you, Tom. Let's go to Scott Patrick next.
Hey, Wyatt, when you talked about the pass protection a year ago, I know we've talked in the past and you said the ankle affected it some, but when you go back and watch a film, what were some other areas that you're trying to clean up?
Yeah, I mean, I think that hand usage is a huge one. To pick apart my play, I think that hat placement, is something that I can easily fix, and it's just, it's just getting down to it and actually doing it. I think that we have, or I know that we have one of the best offensive lineman coaches in the league who, he's not going to let you forget much. Even if you do something right, you can do it better. Even if you got 10 yards of push, you should get 15. If you're showing up 15 minutes early, you should show up 20 minutes early. Some people, it beats them down and it's tough, but to me, it's like, that's going to make me the best player I can. So I buy into it. I do it for not only for myself, but for this team, and, to highlight what the other guys are doing too. It's a lot of the same. They, coaches on their butt about it, and they don't get down, they don't get sad. It's like, yeah, I can't put that on film. I got to do the right thing.
A couple of minutes ago, Coach Callahan said he's always trying to find some innovative stuff for the line and trying to tweak technique. Does that take a while to get used to, that you can't just go with what you're comfortable with, that he's always trying to add something new?
Yeah, but everybody's uncomfortable, right? Like if it was comfortable out here, it'd be too easy, retire, right? It's always going to be uncomfortable. It's always going to be difficult. It's always going to be hard. And you always want to better yourself. And I think that that's something huge with what Coach Callahan does is, he doesn't let you, get complacent. There's impossible. He'll yell at you so much, you won't even know which way's up. So he definitely stays on you. He definitely gets you right. And I'm thankful for that because, for a lot of the guys in the room, that makes a huge difference. That makes a huge difference that, all right, I know what I need to work on, but what is coach saying that I need to work on? Because his eyes are so, finite or, minute on the smallest details and what's gonna help you.
Thanks.
Thanks, Scott. Marla Ridenour, you're up.
Yeah, Wyatt, you're one of the guys, up for a contract extension. I just wondered if if there's been any talks started and how much you hope they can get it done, how much you want to be in Cleveland.
No, I mean, I love Cleveland. I love the fans. I love the city. That's the personal and business side. I mean, I've spoke about this before. Obviously your dream is to get drafted to a city and stay there for your entire career, right? And be a household name. That's already over for me. I wasn't drafted here. So, I've experienced a little bit of that personal and, business aspect of the NFL. And, I know as much as you guys know, they work with my agent and everything like that. And he kind of leaves me out of it because it's like, hey, look, I mean, obviously, once stuff happens, it's happening fast. So right now, the best thing I can do is focus on football. The better I do, the better, the guys around me do, the better they do, the better the team does. And the better the team does, we all get paid. So it's not a bad problem to have for AB having to deal with all this money. So it's not a bad thing.
Well, how hard is that to put out of your mind, though, when you're at this point in your career and, you could be in line for a big payday?
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel like, I've kind of already hit the nail on the head. It's all about the work. I still need to work on so much to even improve even more, right? To make that payday even more realistic, right? So it's like, that'll happen. And like I said, the better that I do, the better the guys around us do, the more we win, the more we all get paid. So it's kind of like, it's a path, it's a way of doing things. And, I'm thankful I have the guys around me to make me look better too.
Thank you.
Thanks, Marla. Mary Kay Cabot is next.
Yeah, Wyatt, I'm sorry. I'm going to ask a follow-up question on the contract situation. So bear with me for that, please. You had such a good season last year. You've really earned the right to see what the market would bear for you. And a lot of guys want to get to that point in their career where they can hit the jackpot on the open market. For you, I'm wondering, because you love it here so much, you love the city, you love your teammates and the opportunity here, is the call of hitting that free agent market, is it as loud for you as it is for everyone else? Or in a perfect world, would you maybe like to get it done before the season or during the season and get this thing wrapped up before it gets to that point?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's a difficult question, right? So I don't have that control, and I think that that's the biggest thing is, there's a lot of details in the long process. When it's short, when it's early, it's short, and when it's later, it's faster. Everything's faster. But like I said, I can't really get too, upset about the business and personal side. I learned that, 2.5 years ago when I was traded from Buffalo, and I thought I was going to be a household name there, and I was traded within a year and a half. So I realized how the business side and the personal side, you can love that city, you can love those coaches, you can love your team, but you're never going to lose that personal side. The business side is what changes. That's why to have the same team over and over again, it's just so rare. It's so hard to do. And I think that that's something special that we have here is, we have such a good team. All the money can't go around. It's just impossible. So I think that, understanding that, right, is huge to the business side, right? Like the personal side, I love Coach Stefanski. I love AB, and I love my teammates, but, there's also the business side. I want to, make the most that I can, right? Because that's really, we make this money for a short amount of time, and half the time, 80% of the league, or not more than half, 80% of the league is bankrupt after 5 years. So do it smart, get what you deserve, get what you earn. And, the rest can go down as history.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mary Kay. We have time for one more quick question. Cameron Justice.
Hi, Wyatt. I know but this offseason we're hanging out with a lot of your offensive linemen and a lot of the offensive players. But now you're here at training camp. You're a couple weeks in. How has that translated here on the field, and how great has it been to be able to be here in the facility with these guys, focusing not just on those bonds you had outside, but now here in camp, bringing it to the football field.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. Like I've said 100 times, I have great teammates. I have great running backs, great quarterback, great offensive line. So, I've been blessed to have the opportunity that I have, and then to actually spend it with, good guys. Like, it's kind of funny. We'll get yelled at for, it's like we're back in school. We'll get yelled at for talking too much because we like each other. We'll be joking around and, saying all this stuff, and Coach Callahan would, hey, shh, listen up. Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But, it's good that we have that camaraderie and, good guys in the room, good guys around me. It's kind of funny, when you have these star-studded teams, you don't expect them to be as close-knit or as tight as you are. And that was something that even Tony Dungy, who talked to us after the scrimmage, was even saying. He's like, the teams, you can win a lot of games, X's and O's, don't get me wrong. There's hidden yards and hidden points, but really the best teams are the ones that are closest. And I really do feel that we have a special team. I mean, we all have the same mindset. It's all about the work. And I truly believe that, everybody brings that to work and brings that to their job. And I do see an attitude, right, and a mentality to win. And that's special, because I feel that for a long time that wasn't how it always was. It's like, oh, I'll get that paycheck, and it doesn't really matter about wins, and that's just not how this team is. That's good.